Hey everyone, I want to give you guys a pond update. So today is March 10, and it's like 60 degrees in the sun. So we went from it being like 10 degrees like a week ago, to it being like 30s, a few days ago. Even yesterday was 30 degrees. To today it's like 60 degrees. So the ice is starting to thaw out. Okay. Now last year I remember it kind of went like from like I had ice in here to a few days later it had thawed out, and I had frogs croaking and mating. Okay, so that's kind of like the sound of spring. When the frogs start croaking and having sex, I know it's springtime. Okay, so I made some preparations. Okay, because I did have a heron that was coming around last year and it was eating my goldfish. So one of the things I did is on this end over here, right? I've laid down all these branches, um, because last year this area over here is where the frogs had laid their eggs. Okay, now when they had laid them in March and April, the heron had not been coming around. I didn't start seeing the heron until like July. But yeah, I mean, if this heron comes back and the frogs lay their eggs in this area over here, the heron's going to eat everything. So what I've done is I've overlaid all these branches, because storks, birds with long legs don't like walking through that kind of stuff. So that's a natural deterrent to stork-like birds with long legs. Okay. So on this end over here, you can see I've dropped all these branches. These branches kind of fell off the trees, right? So right now it's sitting on top of the ice. And what's going to happen is as the ice melts, that's all going to sink, right? That's all going to go, basically it's gonna go down about 4 feet, and like maybe you'll see the very tops of it. So this is a good place for the goldfish to lay their eggs, right? And also for them to swim around, and like the little fish will have some protection from the bigger fish and from frogs and stuff like that. So all these branches are going to sink into the pond. This is like the deep section here. It's about 3 to 4 feet deep. So that's what's going on here with this, right? So that's going to provide structure for the fish. Fish like that. They like places to like swim around and hide, and also it's they make nests and stuff like that. Um, so this area over here was like a landing pad for the heron. Like it would like land over here, and then it would walk into the pond. And I already from last fall I had kind of filled it up with branches, and I just added some more branches here along the edge. So again, the stork is not going to want to walk through this with its long legs. It'll get all tangled up. So I mean, basically in a couple of days, because I remember last year it was like March 15th. That was the day that the frogs were croaking. Okay, all the ice had melted, and the frogs were croaking. As soon as it melts, it's like the frogs are kind of like they want to get busy right away. Okay, I mean, you would think that they would wait a little bit, because what happens is like last year, March 15, the ice melted. They started having their sex. They started laying their eggs. But between then and April, I mean, the temperature a lot of times was falling below freezing at night, and a lot of the eggs were getting all frozen up. So I don't know if a lot of the eggs that were laid in March actually survived. I think it was like the eggs that were laid, in at the end of March into April that actually survived. But yeah, that's just how it goes. But yeah, but as soon as this ice melts, which is going to probably be in a couple of days, yeah, those frogs are going to get busy. Okay, and I mean the temperature is still going to be like in the water temperature still, even if it's like 60 degrees up, where I'm standing, it's still going to be like 40 degrees in the water, right? It's not going to be until like May that the water really starts warming up. Okay, so anyway, that's the pond update. Really excited to getting the frogs back in action, because again, for me, that's like an indication of spring, that we're finally rid of this like cold winter.